This is Sean Sport in podcast form.
Well, we've already discussed the Matildas because everybody was up and about watching it in their lounge rooms last night. Sam Kerr came on and played the last 10 minutes of the game, which again lifted the country.
On that, I just love every time that Sam either touched her jacket to suggest she's taking it off, people just went insane.
Lost their minds.
And then finally, the crowd, when she went to take to the field, was amazing.
Sam Kerr looks to be coming on with Courtney Vine. Two attacking moves, and that is a great sight for fans, not only in the stadium, but right around Australia.
Oh, God, imagine that.
That was amazing, and there's only one other name that's bigger than Sam Kerr in Australia at the
Great
moment, and
point.
that's her mum, Roxanne Kerr. Morning, Roxy.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah,
Roxanne,
wonderful.
I was just smiling from ear to ear whenever people started screaming last night at the prospect of Sam playing. How does that feel as a mother to see an entire country behind your daughter?
Oh, wow, it was amazing. Look, I've been waiting for it for, three weeks nearly, and it was just so good, so good.
Roxy, when Sam slipped and went down on both her knees and the whole country went, how was that for you?
Yeah, it was a bit scary, I suppose, but no, she got up. She was fine.
Yeah.
She's all good.
It was a bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
I was thinking, this. I said
Yes.
to Nat, Roxanne afterwards, I was thinking, oh my God, this is like destiny's against her when these things start to happen. But it's good to see her back up and firing again. I wonder, those 3 weeks that we were talking about when Sam first let you know that she was injured, obviously everything's under wraps. How are you feeling and how is she feeling about that, given all the time you put into this World Cup?
Oh, of course, it was devastating. She was, Sam's really good like that. She kind of took it on the chin and just said, I've got to work hard. So we just, we're there to support her, and it was really important that we were all here. And, she's got through it, and hopefully, we just go on and on and on.
I was thinking about you, Roxanne, and the relationship with all professional athletes and their parents, because usually if there is a team plan or if there's a medical issue, it's locked down within the team, but the other person outside of the team that will definitely know is mum.
Yeah.
Is that, how many people are coming at you during this competition and trying to get information out of you? Do you have to lock it down? Like, what's the deal?
Oh, of course, you're not to say anything because, the team has to work out, and the coach and the doctors and everything, how they're going to play this. So, mum's the word. You're not allowed to say things.
Maybe that's where the saying comes from.
Mum's the word.
Yeah, I'll probably be in trouble for being on the radio, but I just said, look, it's Perth and there's great supporters.
And Sean's family.
And Sean's family.
Yeah, absolutely, Roxanne. I was wondering if Roger, who's worse at keeping secrets, you or Roger?
Oh, Roger gets it.
Yeah, so you don't tell the dad.
Don't tell him anything.
Okay, so target Roger. Is Roger hang out at any pubs at all?
Yeah, no. He's not that good, but he knows with sport that you just got to be really quiet about it and let it go through the process, kind of thing.
Hey, Roxanne, I know that you and your whole family are very humble, but I want to know, as a mother, when did you know that you had a superstar in on the track to where she's going to now? Did it is there, and because parents out there might be looking at their kids going, oh, my kid's pretty good at this, but is there a thing that clicks when you go, okay, this is going to be huge?
Best
for
in the
her?
world stuff.
Well, I don't think you ever think of that, and I never did. And people used to say when she was young, that she was talented, but we don't treat her like that. When you say superstar, it really still blows my mind because she's just family to us.
Yeah.
And I suppose we all get the superstar stuff, but you get not only the girl that's really, really great at sports, but also you get the one that misbehaves. so you sort of go, yeah, she's great, but at home,
Yeah, no, she's always been a pretty good kid, and she's really quite quiet.
Yeah.
She's never been that kind of boasty, show-offy kind of kid. She's quite shy. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's really against the family motto.
I was
there,
going to say,
Roxanne.
what happened?
I know. we're all loud and, obnoxious kind of people. But,
well, sorry, Roxanne, how does that work? Because the Regans are loud, as all McManuses are.
That's your branch of the family, is it, Rox?
It's super loud. And then you've got Roger, and he's not the quietest cat in the world. So where did this come from?
She couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Yeah, well, the Kerrs are a little bit quieter than the Regans and the McManuses. And I had your mum over here, so it was good to see her.
Yeah, she loved it.
It's been such a fantastic tournament, and everyone just really enjoyed it. And they put on a great show. Sydney last night at the stadium. It was fantastic,
Roxanne, as the mother of the greatest footballer we've ever produced,
that's true.
Are they paying for you to travel around? Like, are your airfares being covered, or do you have to do that at your own expense?
No, we do that at our own expense. Well, Sam helps us out a little bit.
Yeah.
she's very generous. But
yes.
No, and I've got all the grandchildren here and the family, and we just it's crazy because we're going back to Brisbane and we've been there 3 times so far.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you're basically literally tailing the team from one city to another.
Well, that's how the girls are based in Brisbane, and Sam, wants us to be there all the time.
Yeah.
So, as soon as the game's over, like tomorrow, we're leaving tomorrow to go back to Brisbane and we see her every day. We only see her for an hour or so, but it's just that support that she loves.
Yeah,
so,
the grounding. Yeah.
Yeah, the grounding. And we just go and have a coffee and kids run around and, it's crazy.
I read an article that Sam wrote the other day and it was about her first love, which was football. And it was really interesting and a great insight into what she went through. And she said that in the article, Roxanne, that when she was playing football, some of the boys on the team didn't know that she was a girl. And then when one boy found out, he cried. Which I think's really funny. So is that true? She locked down that information during that time?
Yeah, she did. And she always loves her hair short and, she always just wore T-shirts and shorts kind of thing. She wasn't one to... She still doesn't really like to, get all dressed up. But, yeah, she did. And I remember when the coach said, they said, that girl, she plays in Beaters. And they're going, please don't tell the boys that she's a girl.
Their delicate little masculinity, even at that
dominated
age.
for the Melbourne Hawks.
Oh, she's the best.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I guess, Roxanne, moving forward from here, the quarterfinals, every game that you get to see Sam run out there and play for Australia is a special one anyway. But the expectation, though, is pretty high, not only on her but the team now to progress. The whole of Australia right behind the girls at the moment. It's quite incredible.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
it'll be.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it?
Yeah,
the support's amazing, but the expectation that comes with that is also a lot of pressure.
Do you feel that yourself being around the group?
Yeah, I suppose, but they talk about home ground advantage, and it definitely helps. Like these girls are just moving on so well, and it's got to do with being in Australia and. We've always wanted this, and the crowds have been amazing. So, I don't know, it kind of works both ways. But, there's a lot of pressure. But there's pressure in sport all the time.
Regardless, Yeah,
I reckon you noticed that after the first game, it was almost like a feeling out process, a massive crowd. This is actually happening. And then obviously losing to Nigeria.
Yeah.
But now it seems like they've really settled into the 75,000 people and the millions that are watching around Australia.
Especially now that Sam seems to be back.
Yes.
If they've been doing that well without Sam.
That's right.
Oh, my God. What are they going to do with her?
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about it all. She's the captain and they all, all the girls love her and she loves them. But, they've just been amazing without her and, we can hopefully go that bit further. I don't even want to think that far ahead because it's just too nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I bet.
But it is. You just can't believe it. It's just going so well.
Well, you've done a good
wonderful.
job with her. You know what? You've raised a Lego figurine. Isn't that amazing?
Who would have thought?
She's Lego.
I know.
Unbelievable, Roxanne.
It's weird.
All right,
I find really weird over here is that everywhere you go, they've got posters up and stickers on the ground and, on the concrete up in the pavement. It's like, that's really weird. I just can't get used to seeing her face everywhere.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird?
So
Because
get in, right?
usually there's photos of your kid at your house and then possibly, at their friend's house and their partners, but not on the street.
Maybe in a paper, maybe. But yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
Oh,
Everywhere you go.
Well done, Roxanne.
Well,
Good on you, Roxanne.
Yeah, you enjoy. Soak it up. Obviously, they take on either France or Morocco on Saturday, Arvo. You can check it out live on 7 and 7 Plus. A pleasure to talk to you, Roxanne. Thank you.
Yeah, and thanks for all your support.
No worries,
Good on you, mate.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
See you, Roxanne.
bye.
See ya. Amazing performance by the Matildas last night,
Thank you.
particularly after the first 15 minutes, which we all saw that they were on the back foot. They were up against the ropes.
Denmark came out firing, didn't they? They were really good in that first few minutes.
They had a great plan, Denmark, and I thought it was the right idea to be able to force Australia deep into their defence and therefore hope that there's going to be a mistake because it's a big stage, 75,000.
Yeah,
you can find a moment where you just, you're trying to find your feet and make a mistake and they can score heavily. But they were absolutely outstanding. We are going to catch up with Adam Peacock actually now from codesports.com.au, and he was on the coverage of 7 last night too. Adam, good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Hello, Adam.
It was a big night last night, Adam. The whole country.
Adam, did you have a bet on last night's outcome?
No, I've got enough on the line. We're watching it. It's when you're emotionally invested that much, you don't need to be financially invested as well. So
I don't agree.
No, Sean bets on everything.
It really puts you on the edge of your seat, Adam.
No, there's only one part of life that you do that in. It's called marriage.
I put it all on the line there too.
That was one with the sport, thanks.
Adam, I was just saying that Denmark had us on the back foot for the first 15 minutes and their guns were just getting involved far too easily. But the bit of the fake injury, can we say that? Or anyway, the Aussie
sustained
girls,
injury break, shall we say?
The Aussie girls were able to get together and really great coaching that you were able to make a few adjustments and everyone get on board and away they went.
So legally, is that allowed or not?
Yeah, of course. She hobbled off.
Then why is it an issue then if everyone...
Well, we would have complained. It was the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. It's a tactical timeout almost that you're doing, and it was no coincidence that it was Steph Catley, the captain, so she knows what's going on. It was just a few other things in the middle of the park that needed adjusting, and they did it really well. It was as much Tony Gustafsson talking as it was the players as well. Like they were having a fair bit of input into what adjustments they needed to do, because Pernilla Harder, their best player, she was causing havoc.
She's a gun too, isn't she? She's got some speed.
Caitlin Ford was easily the best on ground, and how they just kept playing her down the left side last night, Adam, was amazing. I was so blown away by her speed because every time she was one-on-one, she was beating her opponent. Yeah,
superb. She's so good to watch. She's so well balanced. She's brilliant on the ball. They just needed to get her the ball, and she wasn't getting much of it in that first half, but when she did, she scored a goal. And then in the second half, as the game opened up a bit more, she was becoming more and more involved. She was my tip for the most important player for the Matildas before the tournament, even with Sam Kerr, because Sam takes so much attention. But Caitlin, when she gets one-on-one with an opponent, she can cause all kinds of danger. So, it was great to see last night. She did it again.
The timing's working out really well for the televised broadcast over here.
Yeah, for
it's
our
actually doing really well. What time did you get to bed last night, Adam?
Me? I got to bed about 1:30.
Yeah. I know. And last night the ratings figures are through the roof. Yeah. So nearly 2.3 million people tuned in. That's just in the metro area. So that's extraordinary.
Yeah, double it as well, I reckon, because I think there's a lot of people watching it with loved ones or mates or whatever like that, and at public venues as well. Yeah. So, I mean, I can't imagine what it's going to do on Saturday. Saturday afternoon over here on the East Coast, mid-afternoon over there in the West. It'll break another record, I say.
Yeah. Elbow's been floating around if they were to win the World Cup, then we get a public holiday, but then that's a decision made by the premiers. What do you reckon Roger Cook's going to give us a...
Well, I think we're going to have to,
because he's new and he has to, we got a new premier here, Roger Cook. So you would have to win us over by giving us that.
Well, I don't like to speak to WA premiers, given everything that happened. However, I will say this: Chris Minns over here in New South Wales will do it, I'd say, and I'm going to call him Roger Cooked if he doesn't do it.
Yeah,
Roger Cooked.
Yeah. You have to jump on board there.
You do.
Now, did the Prime Minister say if they make the final?
No, he said if they win.
If they win.
Okay.
I think it was make the
No,
final.
final.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay, wait.
I
So
was
are we
pretty
gonna? So wait, what are we gonna if they win? Money?
Yeah.
We all get money.
We all get
I think
money.
so, baby.
That makes sense.
What are they, Matilda's bonus? It used to be the baby bonus. Matilda's
Do that.
bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, are we getting ahead of ourselves, though? Because obviously, they're going to be taking on, well, probably France. You would imagine France would get up tonight.
Yes, you're getting ahead of yourself. We're all getting ahead of ourselves. You can't help it when you watch something like
I
that
know.
last night. You can't help but dream big. But no, look, I think France are probably 9 times out of 10 that game they play against Morocco tonight, France wins. So they're heavily favoured. Morocco have done so well to get to this
Yes.
stage. But, yeah, the French are improving. They're better than what we faced a couple of weeks ago in Melbourne, beat them 1-0 down there at Marvel Stadium. But, yeah, I'd say it'd be France, and it'd be a huge test on Saturday evening.
Just one more thing about the game. With Sam Kerr coming into the fold, and we saw how well the girls have played, particularly in the last two games, can it upset the flow?
No. No.
Good answer.
You don't get worse by having your best player available again. But I will say I'd be very, very surprised if he changes the starting lineup. I think Sam comes off the bench again.
Yeah.
And seriously, it's like having Michael Jordan as your
Yeah,
sixth
it's
man.
the super sub, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good call. Do you
What
want to bet on that?
Yeah.
What a statement.
It'll be absolutely fantastic for Australia to have that in their arsenal. And Tony Gustafsson has done a particularly good
Yes.
job. Adam, keep going with all the great reporting, mate. It's been fantastic so far. Keep up the good work. We look forward to Australia getting another victory on Saturday afternoon.
Cool. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Good man.
Sean Sport is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.